it is the night of the Oscars.
I didn't know we were gonna slander Ford versus Ferrari.
I honestly felt like there were not that many outstanding lead actresses this year.
We're getting heavy.
We didn't watch any of those. Hi guys. So we decided to turn on the camera real fast because it is the night of the Oscars, and Brandon and I have made it a point this year to watch all of the Best Picture Oscar movies. So we got these little forms and we're going to vote to see who we want to win or who we think should win, and we're going to reveal to each other what we think should win. Alright, so we previously filled this out. Should we say it at like the same time? That could be fun. So first nomination. Brandon doesn't like this idea. Best Picture nomination is number 1. I can see yours. 3, 2, 1.
1917.
I said Little Women. He said 1917. If you couldn't hear us.
Why did you choose Lit Women for Best Picture?
Because it makes me happy. That one's definitely one of my more like, I chose it because I like it. I don't think it will win, but if it would, I'd be very happy.
Oh, pizza roll. I chose 1917. Most of my favorite movies I like to describe as complete. A journey with a very clear, defined beginning, middle, end, preferably with like this urgent and chaotic sense of energy to it. Of all of the nominees, it's probably tied for the one that got the most emotional response out of me. That and Jojo Rabbit. I gave that one a very special nominee coming up.
Oh, did you?
But in the meantime, I thought that 1917, just as a movie, as a whole package, is something I would readily watch again sooner and watch multiple times in a row. It was just that exciting again, and I was like, oh my gosh, when this ends, I literally want it to like start again. I talked way too long, and
yeah.
There were a lot of spaces.
That was a long one.
That's a lot for you to edit.
With that being said, though, there are so many good Best Picture nominees.
Yes.
Like, literally, we were saying we would be happy with any of them other than Ford versus Ferrari.
I didn't know we were gonna slander Ford versus Ferrari in this video.
Slander it. I just don't think it deserves Best Picture.
I don't either.
Second category, lead actor. 3, 2, 1. Adam Driver.
Okay, so we did pick the same one for this.
Adam Driver from Marriage Story. He was really good in that. Marriage Story was a good movie. It was depressing as hell, but it was a good movie. And Adam Driver
a great movie.
Is hilarious in it. Like, plays ultimate sad, confused dad. No, but there were some good nominees for that one. Like, I felt like Leo was good Once Upon a Time, and Joaquin Phoenix was good as Joker. And
Joaquin Phoenix is great as Joker. I would not be surprised if we saw him on the stage tonight.
Third category, lead actress.
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
Scarlett
Saoirse
Johansson.
Ronan.
Oh no, I don't think I voted for Little Women once.
Disgusting.
There was always like one thing that I liked more than it.
I mean, to be
in every
fair,
category.
Like, you're not a little woman, so like, I feel like it couldn't hit you as hard as like it hit me.
It still hit me hard.
It did hit you hard. I honestly felt like there were not that many outstanding lead actresses this year.
We're getting heavy.
I don't know, there was nothing that really like stood out to me as like, oh my gosh, I don't have to think about it. I felt like out of all of them, Joe put on the best performance. Scarlett Johansson, I felt like I wanted to see more from her the whole time.
But there were definitely moments of like real fragility. Like the first time that she goes to meet Laura Dern.
Yeah.
She tells like a whole long story about how her and Adam Driver met, and the scene went on for a long time, and she was just like maintaining this level of emotional
she was, like, blowing
intensity.
her nose and like walking around the office and stuff. Okay, fourth category.
Yes.
Supporting actor. 3, 2, 1.
Brad Pitt.
That one's a given.
He's gonna win.
Basically, his character description is supporting actor. So, like, he plays it so well. And
oh, he's great in it.
Next category, supporting actress. 3, 2, 1.
Scarlett Johansson.
Her in Jojo Rabbit, I felt like she was just a really cool portrayal of a mom.
The lessons that she imparts on Jojo end up being the most important thing about the movie. And it's what Taika Waititi is trying to get across to his audience, basically. She is the anti-war part of this anti-war satire.
Okay, let's just say this. Going forward, I feel like they're more... Like, it's harder to judge because it's not like...
I don't think so.
Really?
No, I have concrete reasons for choosing everybody from here on out.
Category 4, director.
It's not the fourth one.
Next category, best director. 3, 2, 1.
Quentin Tarantino. I honestly didn't know.
What did you think I chose?
I don't know, something else. Anyway, we both chose Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. What's great about the film as a whole is it's kind of Tarantino looking at himself in the mirror and realizing that this is going to be his legacy. It's kind of the reason why that and The Irishman are such a good head-on-head pair for each other. Because The Irishman is, of course, Scorsese confronting his past filmmaking. And then Tarantino is him doing this. I think Tarantino did a better job.
I think Tarantino went more out of his comfort zone.
He went way out of his comfort zone.
And I just, like, commend him for doing that. Like, Irishman is like every other great thing that Scorsese made. Like, it's really enjoyable. But Quentin Tarantino, I feel like he brought something different to his little plethora of movies he's made, and it kind of set him apart from Scorsese.
And I appreciate the layers that he brought to the film. Like, I liked it. I was kind of iffy on it, and then I sat down with a friend and talked about it for hours one day.
Friend? Who are you referring to?
Santino.
Oh, okay.
Santino and I talked about it. And
friend?
we talked about it, and we just kept getting more and more excited because we were putting all the connections together about, like, this character is a representation of this, and this character is a representation of this. It's a very metaphorical film, but it's also an enjoyable little experience. So, I talked too long. Let's go.
So then, we have animated feature, animated short. We haven't seen any of them, so we just didn't vote on that.
What? We both saw Toy Story 4. I saw Toy Story 4 and I cried in the theater, so I chose that one.
Okay, that's fair. I decided not to choose because I felt like I didn't see enough of them to vote for Toy Story 4. Adapted screenplay. 3, 2, 1. Jojo Rabbit. And you thought this would be confusing to them, but we just voted the same thing because we have no opinions of our own.
Jojo Rabbit, I think it is a fantastic screenplay. I haven't read the book, but judging by the cover, it looks
that's
like
what they tell you to do.
It doesn't look like a comedy. And I think the comedy and heart was Taika Waititi.
Next one. Original screenplay.
Marriage Story, we both chose it.
Didn't count down. Yeah, no, we were talking about this earlier. Brandon was saying another one earlier when we were out to breakfast, and I was like, I say Marriage Story.
Marriage Story is a film that sells itself on believable and well-written dialogue. Which all of the other films had different strong suits, but out of all of them, Marriage Story's strongest suit was the writing.
Cinematography. 3, 2, 1.
1917.
Yeah, that's like they did the whole thing and what was supposed to look like one shot. It looked really good. It was very impressive. They pulled it off really well.
Yeah, there's all that stuff in the ruined town, and that just looks incredible. Like, there's the burning building in the distance that's kind of lighting it, and then there's, like, overhead, there's, like, spotlights coming down as he's running, and there's just, like, the scene's often illuminated just by, like, a gunshot going by him.
Alright, did you do anything for documentary feature?
No.
Documentary short subject?
No.
Live action short film?
No, unfortunately we didn't watch any of those.
Yeah, we didn't watch any of those. International feature film, we chose the same one.
Yeah.
Parasite.
We chose Parasite.
It's the only one we saw out of all of them, but also it was, like, really, really good, like, good enough it could win Best Picture, so...
Yes.
I don't have any doubts that that one should win.
Film editing.
3, 2, 1.
Parasite.
Irishman.
Huh. I'm interested to know your rationale.
I feel like my rationale is not that strong. it had just some cuts that I liked, and it was like snappy and some shots and with the narration over it, and like editing the story to match the narration. I know the ending was like kind of slowed down. I don't know if that's cinematography or editing. Technically you're doing it in post.
I chose Parasite.
Yeah.
I was going off which movie had edits that got the most emotional response out of me.
Yeah,
and
you
so
were creeped out.
I was very creeped out by Parasite. There's that one shot of the stairs with the guy peeking his head out over and looking at the kid while he's eating cake in the middle of the night, and that was like Hereditary level for me. Yeah. I could not get that out of my head, and that sounds like cinematography at first.
Yeah.
But it was how long it was held on the shot. And then also at the end, it was one of the few examples that I could think of in the 2019 Oscar season where the editing itself is what caused the emotional reaction.
Sound editing. Do you choose the same one for sound editing and sound mixing?
Yes.
Is it Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yes.
Sound editing, sound mixing, we both did Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You explain this one.
The sound and the music is really important to it.
Mm-hmm. And so that's like the tone and like the themes and the time period. Then it never becomes too obnoxious. Next one, production design. I think you chose the same one on this one too.
Oh, probably.
3, 2, 1.
1917.
Yeah, their set pieces are so good, like the blown up towns, post-war villages and stuff.
Oh my gosh, I love it when they're down in the no man's land and when they go into like the German trenches and they're going through like their barracks, and then when they come out and it's like the artillery field that's been intentionally sabotaged and they're just slowly making their way through, and then like the Black Forest
you
and
can
the
like
farm and
count
everything.
The sets and like say what happens in each one. Like they're all so memorable.
They're also visually appealing and distinct.
Original score. 3, 2, 1.
Joker.
Little Women. Little Women got me. That score gets me. That's why I voted for it. Kind of why I voted for it for Best Picture. Every time I hear that score, I'm like biting my lips so hard so I don't cry. So I felt like it got some emotion out of me. I had to vote for it because it's hard to get emotion out of me.
That's very true. I thought all 5 choices were fantastic. Like all really great scores that I've listened to after I saw the film. But the reason I chose Joker is just because there are multiple tracks that I've listened to afterwards. It's the most that I feel like I can link the very specific sound of the soundtrack to a character. Like those kind of creaky violins. It feels very Joker. Original song?
Original song. We vote for the same thing.
Yeah, we definitely voted for the same thing.
We voted for I'm Gonna Love Me Again by Elton John, which was in Rocket Man. And we are big Elton John fans. We're big Rocket Man fans. That was a no-brainer. He better get this one.
But special shout out to Into the Unknown.
Yes, love Into the Unknown.
That's
love Frozen 2. I didn't do makeup and hairstyling.
I just went with 1917 because of something that you convinced me of.
When you think of makeup and hairstyling, you're thinking of girls' hair and girls' makeup. But, like, makeup is, like, the dirt on the soldiers' faces and, like, the blood. And
yeah, that main guy does not look good by the end.
And, like, think of all the soldiers, like,
at
the end when he's walking through looking for the brother. Like, they're all looking rough. I mean, a lot of that, sure, some of it's CGI, but, like, a lot of it's makeup, too. Costume design. This one I struggled with.
This one I struggled with too. I think there was a lot of great costume design. I almost regret my choice.
That's what I was just thinking when I looked at mine. I was like, I think I already chose my mind back. Alright, 3, 2, 1.
Jojo
Rabbit.
Rabbit.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Holy smokes, we want to switch it to the one that the other person has.
Yeah?
Oh wait, what do you want to switch it to?
I wanted to switch to Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, I wanted to switch it to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
It's literally
you literally crossed it off.
It's literally crossed off. Alright, last one, visual effects. 3, 2, 1.
Avengers Endgame.
Oh yeah, I chose that too. I was like trying not to choose Avengers because I know that's what you were gonna choose because you're just like...
Yeah, because we talked about it earlier.
Boy, superhero. Avengers Endgame, you're right. Thanos looks human, so does Hulk.
Thanos and Hulk look like they exist and that people are interacting with them, and that's should be the main goal of visual effects.
Let's give them the top 3 Oscar movies that we would recommend seeing ASAP. I'm thinking.
Never mind, I guess.
Alright, you go.
My top 3?
Yeah.
1917 is probably my number 1.
Yeah.
Jojo Rabbit, very close second. And then number 3, I think I'm going to say Little Women. I really, really liked Little Women.
I say Jojo Rabbit for sure. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for sure.
Okay.
And then I have an alternating third one. If you are a girl, see Little Women. If you are a boy, see 1917. And if you can see
That's very fair.
If you could see 4 movies, see all of them.
Honestly, see just like all of them
See all
this
of them.
year. They were all really good.
Except for Miss Ferrari.
But
every dad unsubscribes. Thank you guys for watching our little Oscar hopefuls. And if you liked it, give it a like. And if you want to see more content from us, subscribe. And we'll see you in our next video. Bye.
Bye.